Hello friends, it's Grace and welcome back to another video. The video that I am going to be doing today is my October 2021 TBR. So a few of these are based on, contingent on me finishing up a few things in the month of September, which we are very close to finishing the month of September. But we will see how that goes, and you will also see how I did whenever I get around to filming my September wrap-up. But for now, I'm just going to talk about a few books that I would like to get to in the month of October. So, the very first one is my spooky book, which is Pet Sematary, which is probably not even that spooky. I don't know. I think that it is, but this is going to be my first ever Stephen King book, and I have heard that Pet Sematary is a very decent place to start, and I honestly don't know I don't know that much about this book. I just know that I have heard very good things about it from, a lot of people, and I know that this is one of Stephen King's most famous books of all time. I've got my nice little thrift store copy of it here, which is fun, because I kind of like the feeling of having this book in an old copy for whatever reason. And on the back we have the most frightening book Stephen King has ever written from Publishers Weekly. So I'm going to continue not knowing what this is about because this one does not have a synopsis on it. And that's fine. So, tell me what you think in the comments, what you think I'm going to think. Actually, I haven't read a lot of horror, so I don't even know if you would have anything to go on for what you think I'm going to think. But regardless, if you have any that actually hurt. If you have any thoughts on Pet Sematary, feel free to drop them in the comments. The second book that I am planning to read in the month of October is spooky for an entirely different reason, and that is 21 Things You May Not Know About the Indian Act, and I am just going to read the back of this one for you. So it says, "The Essential Guide to Understanding the Indian Act and Its Repercussion on Generations of Indigenous Peoples. Since its creation in 1876, the Indian Act has dictated and constrained the lives and opportunities of Indigenous peoples and is at the root of many enduring stereotypes. Bob Joseph examines how Indigenous peoples can return to self-government, self-determination, and self-reliance, and why doing so would result in a better country for every Canadian. He dissects the complex issues around the Indian Act and demonstrates why learning about its cruel and irrevocable legacy is vital for the country to move towards true reconciliation." So this is one that I'm really looking forward to. I called it spooky, that's a joke. I think just because this is going to be tough to have a look into the lives that Indigenous peoples have lived at the hands of the country of Canada for so long, but it's also necessary to know, and I want to educate myself on it. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It is quite short, so it's going to be hopefully easy to fit it in here, and it's going to be our priority as well, because I bought this a couple months ago, haven't gotten to it yet, but it is one of my highest actually want to read right now books. Next up, we have Arm of the Sphinx by Josiah Bancroft, which, spoiler alert for my September wrap-up, I know that I'm not going to make it to this book, so I am just plopping it right here on the October TBR. I absolutely loved Senlin Ascends. I gave it 5 stars, and this, I'm pretty confident that I can get to this in the month of October, and I'm just really looking forward to it. I know that people say that these books are quite different from each other, but that people love them individually for different reasons. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to Senlin and to some of the other characters in this story, and to just see where the Tower of Babel is going to take us next, because each of the first levels that we explored have been an adventure and obviously very different from each other. Anyway, so I know that the Fall of Babel comes out somewhat soon, and I'm excited to get to that too, so my goal is really to prioritize these and hopefully finish the series this year. Okay, next up, and one of the books that I am most excited about, I'm excited about all of these books, I know I've said that, but that is going to be The Price of Spring by Daniel Abraham, which is the final book in the Long Price Quartet. This is the one series that I have actually been like so faithful to, and faithful to my buddy reads, which are with Ben and Ben. Ben from Overly Average Ben, and then also Ben from like Multiple Discords, who I don't believe has a channel or anything like that, but both of them have been great to read this with, and I'm so excited to get to Price of Spring because I loved An Autumn War so much. Like, it's been a great series, but it has just kept getting better in my opinion, like for my personal tastes. So I'm just like, I'm so excited to read the conclusion and to finish up. And I know that this is going to be really close to the start of October, maybe even like right at the start of October, because I know that both Bens are also like just raring to go as well. So this will be a definite yes. And then finally, I mentioned some contingencies on what I finish in the rest of September. So I have A Crown of Swords, which is the 7th book in the Wheel of Time, and by all accounts the start of the slog, but you know, it happens. I'm gonna get through it, hopefully. But I am still reading Lord of Chaos, and I'm really enjoying it, but like, I am still reading it. I'm like halfway through it right now. So of course I will have to finish Lord of Chaos in order to start A Crown of Swords, but I do have this slotted in for October. This is a lot shorter than Lord of Chaos, so hopefully it won't be so much of a challenge. I'm pretty proud of my reading month in the month of September, not to get into like what's going to be in my wrap up, but it's been really good. So I'm hoping to finish up Lord of Chaos and then jump into Crown of Swords in the month of October. And I will of course have a spoiler chat for Lord of Chaos going up as well at some point once I'm done that book. I do just have one more addition, which is I would love to get to The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Neve Vo, which should be a pretty short little guy. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. The cover is gorgeous, and I'm really looking forward to that one. I've been neglecting my Kindle, so my goal is to start actually paying attention to it. It's not even on purpose that I've been neglecting it. It's just that, like, when I look at my bookshelves, I tend to like pick a bunch of physical books off the shelves and then literally forget about my digital purchases. So I'm gonna try and make a conscious effort to like be reading those as well, and The Empress of Salt and Fortune seems as good a place to start as any, because I think that it is the first Kindle book that I bought. So like, you know, why not start from the beginning? So that's it for my October TBR. My goal is to kind of like keep this manageable. I genuinely think that this is going to be an amount that I can do, and then if I maybe even have some wiggle room, I can add another book or two, and I'm not going to set those. I'll just do some mood reading. So let me know what you think about this list. It's a list that I'm really excited about, and yeah, please drop a comment, tell me what you think about it. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!